My check, my check. 1 2 1 2. Yo, what is going on, my squad? Y'all made it to another. Hold on. Y'all made it to another Sunday sessions, guys, and I appreciate you. So this is gonna be a crazy Sunday sessions, right? Because I want to talk about a few things. And all right, I don't know what the title of the video is gonna be, but it's pretty valid. You know what I mean? We're gonna be talking about why people don't leash their pets in public, because I've been seeing that a lot lately, and that shit's just fucking you know what I mean? My brain is blown from that. So wild work. And then also I want to talk about this generation, guys, because this shit's no joke. This is getting like completely out of hand, if I'm being completely honest with you. And if it's not one vice, it's another, right? And this dang it. This generation, guys, has an addiction problem, and not even to substances, guys. Substances, gambling, corn, food, sugars. But one thing I did notice this generation, right, and their addictions more than any other year was gambling, guys. Gambling and AI slot. I don't know what's going on in the world right now, but gambling is like the biggest thing. And whether it's sports gambling, whether it's, casinos, whether it's just betting on anything, whether it's blind box gambling, like the blind box addictions with your Labubus and what have you, whether it's, how me, I like jewelry, I'm addicted to precious metals and, shit like that. That's my vice. Yeah, I smoke, you know what I mean? And, there's people that do drinking, there's people that are on way harder stuff. It's crazy, guys, you know, because think about it. I mean, even that I just mentioned that you're gambling with your life, right? So it's just all of it's just gambling. And it made me think because so I was in a situation recently, right, where I had a couple buddies, they do their sports betting and stuff, but that's all they've been doing for like the past like few days. All they've been doing is sports betting. And it really doesn't make sense to me because I don't, bet myself like that. But I don't even understand the casinos. I don't even go to the casinos, guys. It's wild. I only invest in things that appreciate. Everything like everything that I buy is stuff that I can resell or stuff that, if I make like silver bars or gold bars out of my jewelry, that stuff is gonna, it's gonna go up in value. Gold, silver goes up in value. That's something that you can keep growing off of. You know what I mean? I don't know if everybody's trying to just fill a void or if we're just all, you know, what is it called? If we all just have um instant gratification, if everybody's just living off of like instant gratification now. It's kind of tearing everybody apart, to be honest with you. Whether it's video games addictions, and what's crazy? I was playing Borderlands, right? Whether you're playing 1 2 or 3 or even the fourth one, they have slot machines in Borderlands, which you can gamble. And then, all right, so crypto and the stock markets, right? That's kind of like gambling. Oh, I mean, unless you know how to read a chart for like day trading or what have you, or the fuck it is. But okay, so that's like gambling, right? And in GTA 5, it shows you how to do the stock markets. So that's kind of like what's crazy. It's just, dang. If people are really following, the guide of GTA 5 on how to do, okay, never mind. I haven't spoken to my friend in a while, the one that I used to, live with. We haven't spoken a while. And I don't really know how to feel about it. And he hasn't texted me back in a while. And I'll text him, and still no reply. I don't know if he's busy. And mind you, this is someone that I spent some time with, back when I was at rehab and stuff. So it's kind of it gets you thinking, like, are you good? Or are you not good? So sometimes I'd be worried, but you know, I'm praying and I'm sure he's fine. Things are getting pretty hectic out here. Everybody's busy, nobody's able to hang out anymore. And it's not that nobody's able to hang out anymore. It's just that we're all taken up by other things and we just don't have time. We spend all of our time working. Or, if we're not working, we're sleeping. And if we're not sleeping, we're trying to just figure it out. Right. But this figuring it out is getting harder and harder and harder as it goes. Yeah, the addictions, guys, the addiction generation. This is it, you know? And everybody's trying to fill a void, or everybody's just not happy, or, maybe nobody's getting enough. So they're just, who even knows? Maybe it's something psychological, right? They say that there's like a big economy crash or there's like a recession or what have you, but people are spending more money than fucking ever right now. Like a recession where, you know? And you know what? This is sad, right? I was watching a video and it was from children in a third world country, right? I forgot where it was from, but it was somewhere in either the Middle East or in Africa. And long story short, right? They were all dusty and dirty and they had no water and they're basically washing their clothes in some fucking dirty ass water, right? And, the kids or the people that have cell phones are just watching us Americans. We're able to do all this shit. I don't know for how much longer because they're trying to shut us all down. Not like the people, but I mean our governments, you know what I mean? Our governments are trying to shut our shit all down, guys. And censorship is real, guys, and it's becoming like mass censorship is becoming a thing, you know? But all these kids, they see us with all these technology, with all this running water. They see us, with this luscious green grass, or it's just a different atmosphere out here, and they see that. And they're addicted to the fantasy of being out here. So you got them glued to wherever they're at on their screens. They already given up hope on themselves. And it's like, damn, they're just watching us like basically live. And to them, it's the greatest thing in the world. But, they do everything to move out here and then nothing is changed for them because ICE is raiding everywhere. Fucking, you know what I mean? America was supposed to be the greatest country in the world, and now people are leaving it. And don't let people, and this is what's crazy, and this is a trap, right? And not a trap because I don't doubt that you couldn't go somewhere and, make it out there. But when someone's telling you move out the US, move out the US, I've moved out the US and I'm doing great. I'm doing great. They're still using American dollars in that third world country. So of course they're going to be doing great. They're not using that country's currency. If they were using that country's currency, they wouldn't be doing as good as they were. So, make your own decision based off that fact, but, make sure you have something good going for yourself before you just get the fuck out of here. And they're even making it hard for us to get out of here, right? On top of that shit. So it's just, it's wild, guys, but they're addicted to watching us live a life and they come here and it's not even anything great. Yeah, it's a little bit better, don't get me wrong, but, to constantly live in fear, ICE agents after you, you got people that are looking at you wrong because it's just, I can't really talk on all this, right? Because it's going to get me in trouble, but it's just a lot. That's what's going on in the world right now. And you know what? I know my future kids are going to be watching this, right? So I hope you guys are okay, and just know I love you. I love you guys very, very much. I make these videos for you guys. And yeah, there's a collective, don't get me wrong. And yeah, there's people that, you know, do like the channel. But at the end of the day, I made this channel for my kids. I made this channel so my kids have something to, remember me by, or they can remember, dad was trying to shed some light on the world. But yeah, I want them to look back at this and, maybe they'll pick up where I left off or who knows. But, you know, kids, I know you guys are small and, I know you guys don't remember a lot of things, but, things are not good right now in the world, guys. And I hope it gets better by the time you guys are grown up, but I don't really know where it's going to be at, to be honest with you. We're in a time of we're in a time now of fascism. We're in a time of, and mind you guys, I know I can't really speak on this and I don't know how, YouTube really, you know, messes with this word, but this is for entertainment and education, right? But racism, reverse racism, we have all, everybody in the higher echelon, like by the president and up in the, you know, higher groups of the rich people doing some nasty stuff to children. There's predators everywhere. The governments are corrupt, and this is just bad. But alrighty, let's let's skip on that. But yeah, guys, you know what? Let's talk on this too, because this is something a little bit different. This is a little bit from the doom and gloom, right? But fuck people that don't got their fucking dogs on leashes. I can't deal with that shit. Because there's people like me, right? That my dog does not fuck with other animals. He does not fuck with dogs. He does not fuck with cats. He doesn't even fuck with flies. Draco, he doesn't like flies. Okay, so let me tell you a little story, right? One time I was walking Draco and a fly flew by and buzzed by his butt. And I think it got stuck between his tail and his little cheek part, but it was like, buzzing around in there and he like kept freaking out. And ever since then, he just wasn't the same. And every time a fly's around him, he goes straight and like has to go check out his butt area just to make sure everything's good. I see it all the time, even in my apartment complex. There's people that don't put their dogs on leashes. And then, if something happens, okay. And here's another thing. I've seen this, right? Where a owner didn't have their dog on the leash and another owner was walking their dog around the way. And that other dog went to go bother both of them. And the owner that had the dog on the leash was, trying to get the dog away while the dog was being bothered because the other dog that wasn't on the leash was trying to fucking, I know the dog didn't mean no harm, right? And the dog, was just trying to say hi. But you don't know if the other person's dog doesn't like animals. That's why they're leashed, so we can restrain them in case anything happens. How was that person going to restrain their dog if that other dog was going to go right in their area because it wasn't leashed and it was going to start some problems? Not only that, when the person that had their dog on a leash dog started barking, and they were trying to, pull the dog away. The person that was the person that had the dog on the leash that was not in the wrong was saying sorry, oh my bad, to the person that didn't have their dog on the leash. That shit made me want to get out my apartment and Spartan kick that fucking person. And yo, that's just jokes, not trying to fucking but yeah, like that pissed me off because how the fuck are you gonna tell someone? I mean, it pissed me off on both ends because how the fuck are you not going to leash your dog? Because shit like that happens. If something like that happened to me, Draco would tear that thing apart, and that's going to be their fault, and they can't do nothing about it. What are they going to do? Sue me for their irresponsibilities? Exactly. So guys, be mindful about that shit. Like if you don't have your dog on a leash, put your fucking dog on a leash. That's just what it is. That's the rules. That's the fucking rules. You don't get special treatment. Even if your dog is a service dog, you don't get fucking special treatment. Put your dog on a fucking leash. And it's just getting to the point where people are overprivileged now, or they can't fucking think for themselves. Or, you know what? This is happening way too much, right? But people that are in the wrong are the ones that are being said, or, let me restart that. My bad. This is grinding my fucking ass right now. but people that are in the wrong are the ones being apologized to. That doesn't make any sense. We're going to keep contributing to their behavior, basically. You know, people that don't have your dog on a leash, I'm telling you, one day some shit's going to happen and you're going to feel real fucking stupid when your dumb ass is trying to take someone to court and you realize that it's your fault. So mind you, you know what I mean? Like my dog, he's not gonna go start problems with no other dog. I have him on a leash, but he just he doesn't like other animals. You know, and a lot of animals don't like other animals. That's an instinct, you know, but we have them as pets, so we put them on leashes to control the situation in case something happens. Just another thing I wanted to talk on. So, yo, if you're an owner and you live in an area that has, you know, animals and you're allowed to have an animal in your apartment or what have you, and you don't have your dog on a leash in the rural state to have your dog on a fucking leash, go fuck yourself. Point blank. That's it. Alrighty. Now what else, guys? We touched on a lot of topics at this moment. Fucking A. So many things going on. And you know what? We'll save this one for next week. We'll actually save that topic for next week because I could say a lot of shit on that one. But the world is changing in a way that is unimaginable and it's changing fast. AI, guys, I'm about to put a video up, right? And Bernie Sanders is not wrong. Bernie Sanders is not wrong. And AI is going to ruin everything, you know. And I know they might not push this video out because, you know, I'm talking smack about AI. I'm going against the grain. I'm going against the grain. Whoa. Fuck you, YouTube. Ah. And fucking TikTok. Ah. I'm tired of this shit, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. Yeah, guys. So, yo, drop in the comments how you feel about the world. You know, drop in the comments how you feel about the addiction generation. But, anyways, Tento's family, I didn't want to get on the doom and gloom, but I just wanted to, you know, y'all need to be in the know of what's going on in the world, guys. All of our money's going to Israel. That's no joke. Look it up. All of our taxpayers' money's going to Israel. Look it the fuck up. And if you don't support Israel or this and that, or even if you mention Israel, something happens with your posts or this and that and the third or blah, blah, blah. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. But at this point, Benjamin Netanyahu can suck my ass because I'm fucking done with this shit. But yeah, on to the next one, family. And yo, be sure to watch the reaction video with Bernie Sanders. That's facts. Bye bye.